Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something incredibly fun. We're taking a hugely popular regional comedy sketch from Rajasthan and using it as, well, a magnifying glass. Because honestly, sometimes the absolute best way to decode real-world social dynamics, especially the intricate patterns of rural marriage traditions, is to see them exaggerated for laughs. We're going to systematically unpack the hilarious chaos of a viral sketch about a very unusual wedding. By breaking down the frantic phone calls and community disputes, we'll give you a guide to understanding the very real, strictly structured world of rural Rajasthani social life.
So get this, the whole premise relies on something totally absurd. A son frantically trying to arrange a wedding for his elderly father. And the primary reason? He just needs someone to take over the household chore of making roti. I mean, bossing your dad around to get married just for kitchen help is a wild concept. But you know what? That's exactly why regional comedy is the perfect mirror for deep-seated societal norms. The joke actually lands because it plays heavily on the very pragmatic, almost business-like approach to marriage in rural communities, where alliances are deeply tied to household economics and the division of labor.
Okay, let's dive right in. First, we'll decode the comedy itself. Then, move into arranging the match, navigating extended family hierarchies, essential pre-wedding traditions, and finally, community roles in the celebrations.
Section 1. Decoding Rajasthani Comedy. Humor as a cultural mirror.
Now, it's super important to realize that even in a chaotic parody, there are strict boundaries. The frantic energy of this sketch, the son literally sweating, making rapid-fire calls, arguing with vendors, it all stems directly from characters desperately trying to follow actual rural social protocols. They aren't just running around for no reason. They're terrified of losing face in the village. Every single joke relies on the audience knowing exactly what should happen in a normal family setup. It's basically a masterclass in how much immense pressure is inherently baked into these social events.
Section 2. Arranging the match. Criteria, matchmakers, and practicality.
So how do these alliances actually get off the ground? Well, there's a highly specific order of operations. Step 1, you don't just go out and find a bride yourself. No way. You have to secure a local matchmaker. In our sketch, that's a guy named Nathji. He holds the social keys. Step 2 is establishing practical criteria. Forget sweeping romance, the son makes it brutally clear he just needs someone to manage chores, specifically making the roti. And then step 3 is assessing the match. This is where cultural standards hit hard, with physical appearance and family background negotiated almost like a corporate merger.
What's truly fascinating here is how this sketch exposes real, candid conversations around skin color and rural matchmaking. When Nathji, the matchmaker, mentions the prospective bride has a pakerang, meaning a dark, firm complexion, the immediate comedic response is that they're going to need a massive box of haldi, or turmeric, to lighten her skin for the wedding. While it's played for laughs, it points directly to ingrained societal preferences and the harsh negotiations that happen behind closed doors. It's funny, sure, but it's a joke rooted in a very strict cultural reality.
Section 3. Extended family hierarchies. The power of validation.
All right, moving into this next dynamic, we hit what might just be the most critical point of the whole process. If you're unfamiliar with Rajasthani rural social dynamics, there are two terms you absolutely have to know: Bua and Fufa. Bua is the father's sister, and Fufa is her husband. In this hierarchy, they hold immense social power. Their presence, and more importantly, their blessing, is socially mandatory. In the sketch, the son realizes he hasn't informed them and goes into a total panic. An angry Fufa or Bua can literally bring the entire wedding's social standing crashing down.
This totally highlights the division of labor and respect. The immediate family, the son, initiates the process, wrangles the matchmaker, stresses over the budget, and handles all the ground-level logistics. But the extended family, the Fufa and Bua, they don't do the heavy lifting. Instead, they provide the essential social validation. The son makes these frantic, ultra-respectful phone calls begging for their approval. Basically, the immediate family builds the event, but the extended family blesses it, making it socially legitimate in the village.
Section 4. Essential pre-wedding traditions. The haldi ceremony. Now, the haldi ceremony is a huge part of the lead-up. It's a vital ritual where a turmeric paste is applied to the bride and groom, ostensibly to purify and give a glowing complexion. As we talked about earlier, the sketch uses this as a recurring punchline, the need for a whole box of haldi for the dad's bride. But jokes aside, the haldi ceremony marks a major transition. It moves the event from private family negotiations straight into a public, communal celebration.
The crucial point here is that these traditions are way more than just photo ops. In rural Rajasthan, they are mandatory social glue. They enforce community bonding. You literally cannot just skip to the wedding ceremony. The community needs to witness and participate in the sequential buildup.
It's how the village slowly integrates the two families and publicly acknowledges a massive shift in their social fabric.
Section 5. Community roles in celebrations. Managing the spectacle.
When it's finally time to put on the event, managing the spectacle takes a small army of local specialists. And this is where it devolves into pure organizational chaos. We already met the matchmaker, Nathji, but soon, new power players emerge. The halwai, or caterer, the event photographer, and the tent providers. In a rural setting, you don't just hire these folks. You have to negotiate with them, appease them, and cater to their every demand, because they hold the keys to making the wedding happen.
It's wild to see how this plays out. The host doesn't tell the workers what to do. The workers tell the host what to do. The Hawaii aggressively demands massive amounts of wheat flour, which completely stresses the son out over the budget. Meanwhile, the photographer is acting like a movie director, ordering everyone around and completely dictating the flow of the party. These individuals command immense local respect. The comedy perfectly captures that severe power inversion, where the people you hire suddenly become the absolute bosses of your house.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought. We've laughed at a son trying to marry off his dad just to get some roti made. And we've decoded the strict rules of matchmakers, family blessings, and demanding caterers. But beneath the specific cultural flavor of rural Rajasthan, aren't the core themes incredibly universal? The stress of event planning, the desperate need for family approval, managing community expectations, it's something almost anyone can relate to. So, how do these hierarchical rules compare to your own family's dynamics? Think about that the next time you're frantically calling an aunt or uncle to make sure they're happy with their table assignment. Thanks for hanging out with me, and keep questioning the structures behind the everyday events around you.